have the keys to the 2020 Porsche 911 Carrera. This is the 992 version. Huge thanks to Greenville Luxury for providing this sports car for me today. Definitely check out their website. They also have Jaguar and Volvo. But this model here is finished off in chalk. It has an MSRP just over $114,000. But let's go ahead and get into today's review by checking out what engine this is powered by, which is a twin-turbo 3-liter flat-six engine. This is paired to the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. It produces 379 horsepower, around 6,500 RPM, and 331 pound-feet of torque, just under 2,000 RPM. This is rear-wheel drive. It weighs in around 3,300 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3.8 to 4 seconds, depending on if it has the Sport Chrono package or not. And I've seen this tested as low as 3 seconds, which is really crazy to see. This also has a top speed of 182 miles an hour, and with a 16.9 gallon fuel tank, you can expect to see 18 miles per gallon in the city and 24 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 96.5 inches. It has an overall length of 177.9. Its width is 72.9, and it has a height of 51.1 inches. With all of those specs out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior walk around on the 992 Carrera. We're gonna start up front here with the LED headlights. They have a really nice pattern inside the housing. You can also see the Porsche logo, which is a really nice touch to see. And then making our way to the front, you'll see there's a sensor down in the lower section of the bumper as part of the adaptive cruise and other technology features. We have the turn signals down there as well, along with really nice horizontal slats. This is going to provide a lot of cooling to the front-mounted radiators and just give you a lot better aerodynamics. There's also parking sensors located up front as well. And then you can see we have the Porsche badge up on the hood and very clean lines running down it. Porsches are known for having an elegant and really nice design. You don't see any aggressive, sharp angles. Everything is just very classy feeling. It just gives it very nice proportions all around. But as we make our way to the side profile now, this has the upgraded 20-inch wheels up front and 21-inch wheels in the rear. They have a really nice silver design to them with a multi-spoke pattern. Goes really well against this chalk color. Up top, this has a panoramic sunroof, so it's really nice to see that. It's finished off in gloss black just to make it flow nicely with the rest of the vehicle. We have body-colored side mirrors, which is also a nice touch to see. And then the 992 generation is the first 911 to have the wide body on it. So you can see the fender arches are super wide around the tires. You can really notice a change in the rear with this large fender arch. So to accommodate the larger tires and the wider tires as well, that is really cool to see that. We also have a lot of paint protection film that you can see down below here. This is a classic design on Porsches, having this section right here, but in this case it is body colored, so it makes it blend in and look really nice. And then as we finish up in the rear here, you can see I have the spoiler up right now. This is an active wing. We have the backup camera with more parking sensors. You can see the 911 Carrera badge. And then down below, we have more body colored separated by the black trim there. And then we have the dual exhaust. Now it's time to take a look at the interior on the 911 Carrera, and my favorite feature is the door handles on this model. You'll see how flush they are when the vehicle is locked. All I have to do is gently grab up underneath it. It will automatically open up, allowing you to enter the vehicle, and you'll see the door panel has a really nice gray design to it. It's finished off in leather. You can see more of that stitching. We have a really nice trim piece that runs the entire length of the upper door, going into the release handle just to tie in everything nicely. And then we have all the memory seating adjustments along with lock and unlock. You can see the mirror adjustments down below along with the window controls. This also has a 12-speaker Bose audio sound system, and you have 2 different compartments in the lower section of the door just to give you a little bit more storage. You'll see 911 Carrera down on the door sill. You can also open up the front storage area along with gaining access to the engine area. And now looking at the leather seats, they're finished off in that gray, have really nice stitching. They have a 14-way power adjustability. Of course, you have all the controls down below, and you can even move the front portion of the seat as well just by pushing on this front button, and that'll give you a little bit more comfort. Once inside now, you'll see the steering wheel is covered in more gray leather, just gives it a really nice look. Over on the right side, you have Bluetooth along with a back and scrolling dial. On the left side, you have voice commands and a few other controls. You can use all of these to control the gauge cluster. As you can see right in the center, we have our analog tach with the gear selection and your miles per hour just below that. And then over on the right side, we have a digital screen to look at. So I can use those dials on the right side of the steering wheel, and we can look at trip information. You have vital engine information that you can look at. along with your TPMS. There's a G-force meter, and you're back to the navigation. So it's really nice how you can go through all of that information. On the left side, we do have another miles per hour, along with the outside temperature and the time. And then just by clicking on this arrow over here, we can go into this tach, and now you can look at your GPS when that is on and running. You have your speed limit recognition along with your adaptive cruise control, and you can monitor all of that information on that screen. So it's very helpful to see all of this right in front of you. It's driver focused, which is nice to see. This also has steering wheel mounted paddles. They are finished off in that same gray just to give it a really nice design. And then over to the left side, we have the ignition. So with the key in my pocket, all you have to do is put your foot on the brake and you can go ahead and fire it up or shut it off. We have all of the headlight controls nicely placed on both sides. You'll see one air vent. And then making our way to the center, we have the 10.3-inch screen. There's a lot of information that you can go through on this system. Over on the left side, we have all of your presets basically. So we can go into the navigation, pull that up on this screen if you'd like to in full screen. We also have the media. You can go into your phone when that is paired. You can go into car. You have some driving modes to go through, wet, normal, and sport, along with the chassis modes. We have the engine start stop feature, along with being able to deploy the spoiler. Of course, that will go up and down at speed, but if you'd like to park and have it up, you have the option to do that. You can go into some other controls here for your vehicle and display. You can get easy access to all of your climate controls as well. There's a few different apps that you can look at. You have your driver assistance, so your Porsche Active Safety, along with your lane change and lane keeping assist. You can also go into the stereo and adjust settings in there, along with your device manager, and you have some other settings for lighting and display that you can go into. As we make our way below that, you'll see these really nice toggle switches. You can go into wet or sport mode, along with having your hazards. We have traction control and the different suspension settings. So you have a couple shortcuts there. And then you'll see two air vents underneath that and really nice piano black finishes in the center here. You have all of your AC controls with more of the toggle switches, so you can easily adjust that temperature for both driver and passenger. Fan speed is right in the center. And then you also have some radio controls and more recirc buttons. And then looking at the shifter now, it has the same design as these toggles, so it blends in very nicely with everything. If I push it all the way up, that will be reverse. And you'll see the backup camera up here on the right side. You have your parking sensor alert on the left side. We can go all the way back into drive. Of course, you have park and the manual setting behind that. So just by clicking on M, that allows you to use these paddle shifters, and then park is right above that. And then making our way behind that, these are heated and ventilated seats. So you have both of those controls on each side. And then right in the middle here, this is how we open up the sunroof. So if I just push on this top button here, you'll easily see that open up, and then of course just by pulling on it, it will close. You can also open it up and have it pop up a different way, and then we do have the sunshade, which you can use this button to open and close as well. And then making our way behind that, you'll see one cup holder. We have the electronic parking brake, and then a little bit of storage space in the center compartment here. You'll see two USB ports on the back, and then it is nicely finished off in more leather. As we make our way to the glove box, you'll see there's a ton of room for everything that needs to go there. And we have this nice shelf design that runs across the entire dash, along with a nice lip that hides the screen from the sun. So if you can tell today, it is very bright out. There's a lot of glare up here, but none of it is on the screen. So it is very easy to see. We'll go ahead and take one last look at the front seats before we hop into the back. And then up top, you have all of your dome lights. This is a 4-seater vehicle, so now it's time to check out the rear seats in the 911. I already have the front seat moved all the way forward, and you just pull on this leather tab here to move the backrest forward. But now it's time to go ahead and hop in. And at 5'10", you can see I'm a little crammed in the back. You have these though as optional seats for 2 extra people. So if I had to be back here to get somewhere, I could easily go back here for a few minutes. These seats do have a 50-50 split to them. So just by pulling on that tab there, you can easily fold both of these down, and it gives you a lot more storage space for the interior of this vehicle. So that is a plus that I really like. But if you had to use these seats, they are here and functional. It's really nice how they dip down just to give you a little bit more headroom. And you do have windows on both sides just for a little bit better visibility. And now we'll go ahead and take a look at the front storage area. I'm just gonna use that button right there. And you can see there is a ton of room in the front. I'll go ahead and pop this open. It is a very deep compartment. You have a light on one side, and then I have my camera bag here just to show you how much room you have. You could easily put 2 full bags in here, and you have all that interior storage space as well. So there's definitely plenty of storage space for this 2-door vehicle. So that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and first look at the 2020 Porsche 911 Carrera 992. Once again, huge shout out to Greenville Luxury for providing this sports car for me today. Definitely check out their website, and if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Be sure to smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you.